markets. My project to build a fry rack is coming along nicely. In part 1 I showed you how to build the rack itself, and now I will show you how to install the bins and the heating and water change systems. Those lattice strips that I glued onto the shelves will act as spacers between the bottom of the bins and the deck of the shelves. The gap created makes space for 100-watt heating cables that are intended for use as substrate heaters in planted aquariums. I am using duct tape to hold the cables onto the surface of the shelf. After installing the heating cables, I moved the rack to its place over my RO water vat. The water change system requires a drain for water to flow through away from the rack. The collection drain is 2-inch PVC in fittings that runs along the bottom of the rack at an angle and carries the water to a drain in the floor. I very purposely left the fittings of the draining system loose so that they're easy to remove if I have to manipulate the rack at a later time. Each bin has been drilled with a 3/4 inch hole 4 inches from the bottom, and a bulkhead made from the vinyl elbow fitting is inserted into the hole. One way of doing this was to use silicone to prevent leaking. After the silicone dries, a piece of coarse foam is used to cover the inside of the bulkhead to prevent fry from leaving the bin. Unfortunately, the silicone system for securing the bulkheads does not work very well. Silicone does not stick well to plastic bins. A better bulkhead system is to place a rubber gasket inside the bin around the bulkhead. Set a piece of nylon mesh over the bulkhead and then screw a female vinyl fitting over the mesh. Use wrenches to close the bulkhead parts together and press the rubber gasket up against the inside of the bin. Once all the bins have bulkheads installed, I place them onto the rack, and I run vinyl hose from each bulkhead into the PVC drain at the bottom of the rack. Once everything is in place, I test the system by filling the bins with water. Everything is working properly. As the water rises over the bulkhead, it drains out of the system to the drain in the floor. And there are no leaks. The last part of the installation is to place a small sponge filter into each bin. The purpose of the filter is not so much to clean the water, because I'm going to do water changes on these bins once or twice a day. Instead, the purpose is to aerate the water and to keep the surface of the water moving so it doesn't become stagnant. I could accomplish just as much with an air stone, but I had these small filters sitting around, so I went ahead and used them. Water changes on the fry tanks are now fast and easy. All I have to do is make sure that the water going into the bins is the proper temperature and then fill the tubs to the top. The flow of water stirs the bins up, and the water will slowly recede back down to the level of the bulkhead. This provides a 50% water change, and it takes me about 5 minutes to change all 12 bins. I do not put the fry into the bins right away. I still start them in fry cups for a couple of days. I have found that the fry do better in the bins if they are already eating well before they go into them. When I put fry into a bin, I make sure to label what went in and the date. They say memory is the second thing to go. I have forgotten what the first thing is. I am very happy with this new fry rack. The babies are growing much faster now, and I have more space for even more fry.